Hi, I'm Old Sneelock. Welcome to another episode of Old Sneelock's Workshop. I'm out in the backyard. I'm on a new project for today. One that's been seriously needed for a long time. This is the little red boat. Yep, this is the boat that Lydia and I take out on Lake Lydia and roll around in. At least we did. Then I got an electric motor for it, so there wasn't quite so much work. And we enjoyed that. We rode around in this boat for about 6 years. And then in 2017, we stopped doing it. I don't know why. We just didn't do it. Other things got in the way. So now, I want to put the boat in the water. I have a motor for it. And I would like to put the boat in the water and enjoy it again. But there's a problem. I had it leaning against the back of the garage on the rack, and this was the side that was down. Looks pretty rough. It's got a lot of moss on it, and the paint is stained and kind of peeled up along the gunnels, and it's just looking pretty sad. When you come over to this side, you can see that the boat is really bad. The paint is loose. It's flaking off. The sunlight has damaged it severely, and it needs to be repainted. It won't be satisfied with just a little wash. I've got to go through and get it redone. But it's summertime, and that's the good time to do it, because this is pretty much an outside job. I don't want to paint it in the garage and get paint all over everything. Especially red paint. Red paint tends to stick and show up on everything. Settles like a fog. When I painted my red Farmall tractor over there in the workshop at the other house, the room took on a red tint. All the dust in the corners and everything. I'm going to paint this with aluminum primer after I get this paint blasted off with the power washer. I'm going to take off as much as I can with the power washer, then sand off what I need to. Wire brush and sand it. Get this cleaned up. There's a slight problem when you set your camera on the other side of the job you're doing, especially if you're running a hose. It tends to kind of mess things up. Then you have to take your shirt and wipe the lens a little bit to get the water droplets off of it so that you can actually see. Well, it worked. Didn't do quite as well as I thought it would. It didn't take the paint off. Probably a good thing, the paint stuck. But now I'm going to have to feather the edges where the paint stuck so that I get a good bond. And I'm still going to paint it with the aluminum primer because that's the right thing to do. I'm also surprised that the numbers stayed on. They stayed on really well. Cool. So now I have to let everything dry, and then that's probably going to take the rest of the day because it's kind of overcast and cloudy today. Then once I get it dried off, I'll feather the edges on the paint and give her a shot. If you have any suggestions for a new video, questions about today's video, or any of the other videos on the channel, just drop a note in the comments. You know I read them all. And the little red boat's going to be in the water just as soon as I can. Thanks for watching. This video is not to be viewed by anyone under the age of 13 in the U.S. or 16 in the European Union, without the express written permission of the parents or legal guardians of the underage person. Such written permission must be on file at the local government entity in charge of enforcing the rules and regulations established by the FTC. Anyone violating these terms is admitting by default that they hold harmless the owners and operators of this channel. Any and all questions should be addressed to your local branch of the FTC.